Let praises rise from the inside of me. May you delight in the inside, God, in the inside of me. Come feel my life from the inside, Lord, from the inside of me. Set me on fire, yeah, from the inside, from the inside. Oh, 'cause all I want is for you to be glorified, for you to be lifted high. All I want is for you to be glorified, you to be lifted high. Let praises rise from the inside, from the inside, Lord. Come on, tell him this morning. May you delight in the inside, God, in the inside, Lord. Come fill our lives this morning, Lord, like only you can do, Jesus. On the inside, on the inside, Lord. Set me on fire, yeah, on the inside, on the inside, on the inside. All I want is for you to be
glorified, for you to be lifted.
all I want, God, is for you to be. Yes, yes.
For you to be lifted.
All I want, God, yeah, is for you to be lifted high, God, you to be glorified. All I want, dear Jesus, is for you to be. Hallelujah. Come on, everybody sing that with us. All I want, God, feel me, Jesus, you to be more of you, less of me. All I want, King Jesus, is for you to be. Can we do it just one more time, please? All I want, King Jesus, hey, it's for you to be glorified. Come on, how many of you know it's all about him? It's not about us. All I want, King Jesus, hallelujah, you to be. Come on, I believe one person needs to sing it again. All I want, King Jesus, more of you, hey, less of me, yeah, more of you, and less of rain, more of you, Jesus, less of me, God, you to be. Feel my life till all they see is you, Lord. Glorify your name. Feel my life till all they see, God, is you, Lord.
Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to another edition of Wellness Wednesday. Yay! I want to thank everybody for tuning in today and watching this great edition that we're going to have today on weight loss and living a healthy lifestyle. Before we get started, I do want to open up with a Bible verse, y'all. I want to talk about 1 Corinthians, or I want to read 1 Corinthians 6:19 through 20. And it states, "Do you know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. You were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your bodies." That just means so much, y'all. We have to honor our bodies for God, because this is a gift. Our bodies are a gift that He gave us, and we need to take care of it. So again, moving on, going on. So today's topic, or this month's topic, is weight loss and living a healthy lifestyle. Today, our speaker that we have, y'all, I'm so excited to have her here. She's my friend. She's a mentor to me. She's just so much. Let me click on so I can read you her credentials and make sure I have everything right. She has a diverse background in advanced nursing practice consisting of critical care, emergency care, mental health, obesity management, family practice, and entrepreneurship. She has over 20 years of excellent customer service. She has a doctorate in nursing practice that she received in 2020 from Grand Canyon University. She has a master's in science and nursing, family nurse practitioner that she received in 2013 from Duke University. A bachelor's in science and nursing in May of 2010 from East Carolina University. And this is where we first met each other. Yay! In 2004, she graduated with me and myself with an associate's in applied science and nursing from Edgecombe Community College. Woo! Her publications include 130-gram moderate carbohydrate diet with self-monitoring approach for obesity. She is the founder and owner of a new weight loss center right here in Rocky Mount, North Carolina that opened in 2016. She has provider experience in family practice and mental health. She also has critical care and emergency room experience as a registered nurse, and since 2013, she has been a certified licensed family nurse practitioner. Also, one other thing that I did not write down, but guess what else? She's a wordite. Yes. So please, everybody, let's welcome my guest today, Dr. Keenya Staten.
Thank you, Christy. That was such a warm welcome. I'm like, is that all me?
Yes.
Thank you.
You should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you for having me, and I'm so excited to be here for Wellness Wednesday. And just the opening scripture just had me. Yes, our bodies are not our own. It's the Lord's, and we are to take care of it. So I'm excited about sharing some information about my business and what we do and what opportunities we have to help our bodies get better.
Thank you so much. Yes. So let's move forward. Let us talk about today's topics will be behavior modification, physical activity, and healthy eating. So let's just go right into it. Before we do anything, it has to be done here in our head.
Yes.
So let's talk about the behavior modifications. Help us out.
So really, behavior modifications is changing the lifestyle, changing your behaviors, changing how you think, how you process the thoughts of food, eating. And so one of the things we do is really, when you have the session and those encounters with me, really talking about just changing the bad behaviors or the behaviors that are not conducive to weight loss to try to find more conducive weight loss behaviors.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Understood.
So yeah, that's it's like little therapy sessions that you have dealing with food. Oftentimes it could be something simple, just as this. You come in and you grew up like I grew up. You had to clean your plate.
Right.
So
Yes.
it's a habit of cleaning your plate when you're young, and you're constantly instilled that, that behavior, and you grow up the same way. And so now your portions are getting larger, and your plates, and you're eating it all, but you don't want to waste food, so you sit there and you eat it all.
Yes.
That's a behavior change that we need to change. And so it could be simply what I would recommend would be getting the smaller plates. If you're familiar with the little small, most of the time people use them as like a dessert plate.
Oh, yes.
But no, we're using them
at
in my home. We use that. That is my
meal plate.
Yes, because
that's a great idea.
it's a way just different. It's lots of ideas, behavior changes that we'll discuss, and for everybody, everyone is so individualized. So it really is tailored to the person when it comes to because not everybody's behaviors are the same,
right?
And they change from time to time, over time. Your behaviors probably when you were in school, like me. I'm finishing that doctorate up last year. Oh my goodness, eating all the time at night, late, and staying up and just wanting to eat. Yeah.
And I have a bad habit of when I studied, I gotta have some chips.
That's it.
Or I love those little
too.
cakes.
Oh
my gosh! So it's like I'm eating and I'm like, that's definitely a bad habit.
Yes. So that's a lot of the thinking differently. Wants you to just get out of your usual mindset of thinking and acting differently. It's okay. Yeah, when you go into the grocery store, being mindful of labels. It is big, and a lot of times we want to get away from the behavioral changes that are recommended, like tracking. Food tracking is highly important for success. When it comes down to it, people lose about twice as much weight if they track, being mindful, tracking their foods. Trying to keep a calorie count or carb count. And as well as weighing themselves often. I do recommend daily weights. It's accountability. Yeah. So some people don't, but I overall research does show people who track more frequently than those who don't lose more weight. Now, yes, every other day is fine, but I do think weighing more frequently than not too. I've seen it in my office as well. So just being mindful. Okay. And so
what are some benefits to the behavior approaches?
So basically, having more self-control. I think you have a better awareness. Yeah, behavior modifications and lifestyle change bring about a better awareness. The accountability to self-accountability. So a lot of times when people come to see me, they're at a point where they want some accountability. So they're paying, they're like, I'm only going to come see you. But I'm really big on lifestyle changes. And at the end of the day, if you stop going anywhere, right? If we, whether it's a provider, if you were going to a weight loss center or anywhere, at the end of the day, it's all about you being accountable for yourself, okay? If you stop going somewhere. So like the weighing itself often, the tracking your food, that's bringing that self, now is I'm putting it back on you, on myself.
Yes, putting it back on me, right.
So, yes, the benefits, of course, with in weight loss. It's so many benefits, just changing the behavior overall, long-term weight maintenance. You're doing these little fad diets often. They don't last, they don't sustain if you're not changing the behavior, not changing the mindset. Making up in your mind when you're ready. It's a big step too, because there's no miracle, pill or anything. I always say it starts at the mind. Okay?
It definitely starts at the mind. So let's move on to physical activity. Okay. What are some benefits to being active when we're on our weight loss journey? So
physical activity is I would say there's lots of benefits with physical activity. When it comes to overall weight loss, I'm definitely really big on dietary. However, physical activity is maybe 20% of weight loss overall. I say that, and sometimes I'm skeptical of saying it to certain clients. It depends. I feel everyone out on it. But when I have clients who are 300 or 400 pounds coming in, they need knee surgery, they need back surgery, hip surgery, whatever it is, they may they're limited with the physical activity in certain ways. I do have them focus on whether it's upper arms, exercises, the bike, the hand bikes you can get at the department stores, put it on the table, use it as a hand bike. I do that a lot with the arms. You can get some cardio with that, or what. We really do customize the plans to each individual, but just in general, most individuals need to get 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise, about 5 days a week. Well, 150 minutes. So I recommend usually 5 days a week, 30 minutes a day. Okay, so that could look like you walking, going, whether it's in your neighborhood, outdoors. I'm a big fan of Leslie Sanson's walk at home videos, especially during the pandemic when everything shut down. Oftentimes people were like, we're humans. We always make excuses for something. We do. It's natural. It's okay.
I'm the biggest excuse maker.
I like to address that in the office. I have those conversations. So I'm not exercising because this is shut down, or you've had that membership. You said the same thing. You wasn't going prior to the pandemic. Now it's shut down. So I like to come up with alternatives for people. Let's try the Leslie Sanson's walk at home. I've had lots of people lose weight with her. She has for her 1 mile, it's 15 minutes. So she has a certain pace as you're walking in place. And guess what? You can invite the whole family. One day I did that.
Yes.
My family thought I was crazy. I said, let's go. We're going to go walking. We are going to go walking all together. So Saturday morning, we're going to get up and go walking. We went into the family room. I put on Leslie Sampson, and I was like, okay, y'all, come on. We walking together as a family. And they were like, they did it with me. And so you can do it at your own pace, But typically, getting back to your question of what the recommendations are, it is 150 minutes of moderate intensity, briskly walking, with 2 days of strength training. Okay, using all the body muscle groups. You want to do some 2 days of strengthening, and then for those that are pretty hardcore raw type people, they only need about 75, half of that, 75 minutes. Per week, and 2 days of strengthening.
So let's break down this 150 minutes.
Okay.
So you said that 150 minutes will equate to 30 minutes a day for 5 days?
Most days of the week you want to be physically active. That's the goal. I try to get my clients to think most days of the week trying to do some kind of physical activity. And then maybe that 2 days you can add of strengthening out of the 7-day week. 2 days of strengthening that might on your in between. I say in between those days. You don't have to be Saturday, Sunday strengthening and 5 days of, or whatever works for you. Whatever works,
right.
But that should be the minimum.
So, 30 minutes a day, we all have that.
We have it. That's yes.
We can, like you said, we can walk in our house. We can walk in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I put it off so long, Christy. It wasn't until recently, I just really got into this mindset. But that's what I told myself. I said, you know what? An hour to me is daunting. It was at that time. But 30 minutes, it just seemed like it went by on the the treadmill.
It would be the treadmill.
It's the treadmill, it literally. But I had to really, with 30 minutes and watching television while I was doing it, dude, it was great. It was great. I was like, I can do this. As long as it was doable. It was realistic for me. So, yeah.
So, you're right. Yeah. So, and again, this all starts here first. We have to put it here first before we get started.
That's exactly right. Changing that mindset isn't just, that's just stages of change. This the thought process of it, thinking about it first right now. This just even with this Wellness Wednesday, it could be just, some people were probably like, nope.
I know,
Some
right?
people may be, I'm thinking, I might be ready. Some people might be active, might start
getting more physical, becoming more physical active, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here thinking I definitely want to get started with this. I am losing weight, but I'm not exercising, and then I'm not losing weight healthy. It's
Okay.
like the way I'm losing weight is not the right way, and I'm not going to discuss it. So.
You're in a session right now.
Right? But I definitely
healthy
want to be healthy, and I just don't want it to be like, oh, I'm losing weight. I want it to be a total lifestyle
That's right.
change, and I think that's where we all need to be at, because I am 45. I've had perfect blood pressure my entire life. Thank you, Jesus, for that. I'm so grateful. But I have noticed that my pressure is starting to just increase a little bit,
Okay.
and needless to say, my cholesterol is always elevated. So I'm like, Christy, you're not young anymore. You need to
So those are
buckle
all
down.
the benefits, like you're saying right there, to physical activity. Helps with decrease blood pressure oftentimes, cholesterol. It can help with a lot of different things. It improve your mental well-being. Just just going out and exercising, hitting that pavement. I just feel like I'm out there, and I look at the heavens, and I'm like, just kind of, I'm just in my own zone. Sometimes my mind is just completely clear at that time. It's pretty awesome.
It is pretty awesome. So, let's see. Let me get back to our sorry guys, but I am on the computer at the same time trying to get our stuff in order. So, but I do want to say that Word Tabernacle Church, we offer fitness activities or fitness classes right here, y'all. We have the Sit and Get Fit, which is a full body fitness program that's specifically designed for active older adults or anybody 18 and older. The program includes cardio, balance, step aerobics, stretching, strengthening, and core training. And this is all done by Dr. Laverne Etsby. She is our teacher or our trainer in these classes. Sit and Get Fit is offered every Wednesday. We actually have one today at 10 a.m. and then it's going to be offered again at 7 p.m. And so you guys everybody can tune in and watch it at wordtab.net. And just click live and you'll get to view it. We also offer Body Fit, and that's an in-person full body program. The classes will resume in August. Just everyone keep listening out for the details, because we'll definitely start announcing that as we get closer to the date. So,
That's great.
We would love it one day if we can get you to work with Dr. Etsby, and y'all have some classes going on here. This would be so great. It would be great.
One of the things, with obesity and overweight, there's the comorbidities that come along with it, right? So conditions that are related to the obesity. And so osteoarthritis being one of them. I've suffered with that myself. And, my highest weight was 247 pounds, right? So that caused a lot of issues with my knee. And over time, even, with exercise, it's limited me in the physical activity. And so I had to start out somewhere. And you know what? I've been to the different gyms around in Rocky Mount. I tried the water aerobics. I just wanted to see how the classes were. I thought they were great. I was really, because I was like, all right, I can't do the exercise like I really want to because of my knee. But having some options where people can go to maybe even work their way back up. Like I have rehabilitated myself. I feel like back to a point where I can do a little jogging. But overall, these options, just sit and get fit. I mean, I'm really interested in it because I have a lot of population of clients who have a lot of limited mobility or and I assume that's kind of for, sitting for limited ability. Okay. Yeah. And limitations or have had injuries. Just, regardless of age, young, old, honey, they're all different. So I'm excited about that.
Yes. And so, also here at Word Tabernacle, we have our own fitness center. If you'll be interested in joining, because we have actually reopened since the pandemic. We just recently opened back in June. And so you can just call the church and ask to speak to someone and let them know that you want to join our fitness center. We have a nice fitness center. I wish I would have had pictures to post. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me, y'all. But we definitely have a nice fitness center in there.
Right.
So let's move on. Keep it moving. Let's talk about this healthy eating.
This is the big one.
Oh my gosh.
This is the big one.
This is a big one for us living right here in the South because we love our collard greens. We love our fried chicken. We love our macaroni and cheese. And honey, I love me some sweet potato yams. Ooh, woo.
You and probably 70% of the population here.
You know what? That's a meal right there. I'm getting hungry. So let's talk about this.
This is big. So dietary, about 80% of weight loss. So if you can really, first of all, 100% of the mind, making up your mind, okay, something's got to change. I got to change the eating. And not just a temporary fix, not a diet. It's a lifestyle. That's where you have to make up in your mind. You have to give up some things.
Yes.
Can you be turned back to them? We turning back to what I call those first loves. Will always get you in trouble. Okay. I love sugar. Sweets are my things. So I really encourage people to find alternatives to it. But ultimately, yes, the diet is going to be a big part of your weight loss. If you can, find some things that instead of the collard green, for example, let's talk about the macaroni and cheese. And I have pictures of my wonderful mac and cheese, but it's not. It's cauliflower mac and cheese. That's how my macaroni and cheese looks now. Because, honey, I like to eat. When you come in and have a conversation with me, I love to eat. My family loves to eat. But I want to eat and lose weight also at the same time. So how do I make that happen? A lot of things have been YouTube, Googling recipes like how to alternative mac and cheese, doing that. That's how, it looks for me. A lot of wraps. But we're going to talk about a lot of different alternatives to food. But yeah, that's what I encourage people to do is finding alternatives to the higher calorie, higher carbohydrate foods. Depending on if you have, high blood pressure, we're going to talk about lower sodium foods, things like that.
So I'm looking here at some of the great benefits that I want to share with everybody of eating healthy. It lowers your cholesterol. It decreases our high blood pressure. It regulates our blood sugars and improves our diabetes for those of us who are diabetic. Again, weight loss. It gives us an increased energy. That's one of the things. We just don't have the energy to do it.
When you eat those carbs and you had that,
gracious.
Or that sugar, drop. Yeah, it's not.
Can you explain to us how that works when we eat those sugars and then 30 minutes later we're like
releasing that insulin and it's not being and you're just storing fat. It's just you won't get the energy that you need. So we will have lots of conversations about changing to foods that will cause a slower release of the insulin, more high fiber foods, and just some other alternatives that you're going to enjoy eating. It's not a cookie cutter type of lifestyle or a plan for you.
And so for those of us that don't know, we all have insulin in our body, unless we're a type 1 diabetic, but and our body releases insulin all the time, whether you're a diabetic or not. The difference is with diabetes, you have a little bit more or less insulin released in your body, and that's what classifies you as a diabetic. When we eat those high carbohydrate meals like that macaroni and cheese, and it's so heavy, and it's like our body is releasing, and help me out, Keenya, our body is releasing so much insulin that it literally just makes me feel tired. Am I explaining this correctly?
That's close enough for me.
That's So that's what happens, y'all, when we eat, especially, Thanksgiving. Oh my gracious, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Sundays. We are horrible with this.
Right. So I'm always, if we have conversations around the holiday time, particularly the Thanksgiving, Christmas holidays, I'm really big on, changing the narrative around the holidays when you sit at the table and you serve your family diabetes on a platter or high blood pressure on a platter. I'm like, okay, can we try to find some other alternatives? Let's look up a recipe for how can we make this a sugar-free cake and still make it good, And I do those things. Like my daughter's birthday this year, is she trying to lose weight? Well, yeah, maybe. But no, she doesn't need to. She doesn't have to. But I know she's into the fitness thing and the healthy living and stuff. So I said, you know what? For my baby girl, because I know she would be the one that can appreciate the sugar-free cake along with myself. So that's what we did. I looked up like a keto cake for her, just basically low sugar, and because I've never cooked one. Do you know it came out so well? I was like really excited. I'm like, sugar-free cakes coming out like this.
Oh my gosh, was it sweet?
Yes, it had but not exceedingly sweet. But it was It was a keto vanilla cake, and all I did was just Google up and try it, and I did it twice, because the second time I did the sugar-free icing with cream cheese. The first time, I think I just did it with a little margarine or something.
Okay.
But yeah, just trying different stuff out.
Okay.
And for those people who have problems like with vegetables and or just in general, just saying, I don't like this.
Right.
A lot of times you don't like it. You haven't even tried it. Don't knock it till you try it. I tell people, just try different foods in different ways. You may like it grilled. You may like it, broiled. You may like it. You're just different. But give it a chance. Give those vegetables and try to play with food. Enjoy the varieties of food.
And that is so true. We definitely need to experiment and try different foods. I didn't think I was going to like asparagus. And I was like, oh, no, but I love asparagus.
You don't turn your nose up anymore at it?
No, I do not. I actually encourage it. When people offer it, I'm like, yes, I want it.
Good.
Yes. So let's talk about some healthy meal plans. Let's talk about some examples of healthy meal plans, like the Atkins diet, the DASH diet, the 21-day challenge.
Okay. So, I'm not 100% opposed to diet. I just don't, because I think for me, and a lot of people, you might have tried it, let's say Atkins diet, Mediterranean diet. Is it a diet? A diet is considered. Is it a diet when it's a very short term type of? I had to really think about the word. Sometimes could be a little daunting for me.
Yes.
But at different points in different people's lives, you may benefit from being on a diet, but ultimately it still has to be a lifestyle change. Okay. Kind of hard to explain that, but there's several ones that I'm very big fans of, like the Mediterranean, high fiber, whole grains, seafood, the DASH diet. If you're with a DASH lifestyle, you basically reduce sodium for people who have high blood pressure. It would be good for. Atkins or keto, it's very low carb, reducing the carbohydrates, eating higher fats, healthier fats. I promote if you're going to do it. When it comes to these diets, definitely making sure you've done research on the topic and not just coming to me like when you're in office. We're not going to just have, what do you think about me being on the keto diet? Unless you've done some research on this beforehand, I really suggest you making a lifestyle. That project that I did for my doctorate was 130 grams to 225 grams carbohydrate. It was a moderate carbohydrate because you got the very low carb, then you got between like 130 to 225 is considered like moderate, but then you got what the USDA recommends for 225 to 325 grams of carbs a day, which I think it's huge.
That's a lot of carbs.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And so there's this nice window of where you can basically just drop the carbs down drop the calories down, still lose weight. You don't have to you don't have to restrict yourself so much, but you can still enjoy, I'll have sometimes in the morning a whole grain waffle with sugar-free syrup, an egg,
okay.
and I'm trying to get away from the red meats because we just want to encourage people. Red meat, get away from red meat, bacon, and the beef and things like that. To help improve that blood pressure.
Right. And I mean, you are absolutely correct. You're right. Yes.
You over here thinking about, would you say ribs?
Keenya, Dr. Staten.
So one of the things, I don't like for people to feel that they are, when they come in office, we have conversations, and I'm like, okay, stop this, don't do this, you have high blood pressure, okay, low sodium, take out all your carbs, don't eat any bread. No, I've had that done to me, and I don't like that feeling. And so on the reality of it, I felt like if you just maybe focus on one thing for that month, whether it's changing so let's say you overall do high fatty foods, fried foods. Okay, so let's take the fried foods away. Okay, let's learn how to use the air fryer maybe.
Yes.
As an alternative. Let's do baking, grilling. Let's try the other ways. And so that could be just one option. Instead of giving people so many things to like get rid of, I feel like you should transition. I believe people will maintain weight loss a lot longer because sometimes you have that fear of missing out. Oh man, I miss me some fried chicken. I just need some, but if you gradually change, slowly remove that out of your lifestyle. Like every time and then I'll miss me a good bread. Bread, I have found some like alternatives to it, but like pizza. Once again, I found alternatives. But when I do want it, I eat it, and it's nice to know. But it's not anything that I know I can stay eating consistently because. I tell people I have an allergic reaction to like pizza, basically carbs. It causes me to swell up.
Yes.
So I only can do it every now and then,
Right. That is right. But you know what? Making these small, gradual changes instead of trying to do it abruptly, it goes back to the behavior modifications, which ultimately improves our lifestyle, it breaks those bad habits. This is just some good information. And so there you have it. So let's move on down to the vitamin B. How does vitamin B help us out?
So vitamin B12 is a natural vitamin found in lots of foods. Sometimes we're not able to get it in our diet, normal day-to-day diet. Sometimes people are depleted of B12. Could it be a common medication? Actually, metformin is very common for prediabetes and diabetics that people take, and it can deplete the B12 levels. Alcoholism in general, not even alcoholism, but sometimes just having too much alcohol and your B12 is depleted. But typically alcoholism, will deplete certain vitamins and nutrients in our body. So B12 will be a great, replenisher for that. Fatigue, just feeling tired. You may need that just extra little boost in the B12. I would say, have your practitioner maybe do a B12 level. Even sometimes for me, I can tell you my B12 levels are pretty normal. And I take a B12 injection, or I recommend, even if it's normal, to see if you're trying to increase the energy, you may want to just try see if the B12 helps. If you're not deficient in it, it may not, but you could notice some improvement. It is a water-soluble vitamin, so it is. We excrete it or release it from our bodies. I'm trying to be politically correct. Some of the things I say through our urine. Okay, that's how we. So yeah, if you have too much in it, you can just drink water and you'll.
Flush it right on out of
Thank you for jumping in right there. Same.
So I actually should have looked this up, but what are some of the signs and symptoms of having a vitamin B12 deficiency other than tiredness?
Though that can depend on a couple of things. So like you got, and I have no idea to the answer to the pernicious anemia is a type of B12 deficiency that you have to, where you don't have intrinsic factor. See, now you got me thinking from like family practice. Okay. And I'm like, but in general, that's going to be totally different than, you know, just having a low B12. But generally, it's just the energy. There's
Your
really
energy
not
level.
a lot of other symptoms that I would say you will notice.
Just that tiredness, and we do. And one good thing too, I'm noticing that doctors are doing vitamin D levels as well.
Right,
because
right. That's
also,
been good too. I agree.
If your vitamin D level is low, that also causes you to feel tired and fatigued and just don't have any energy. So I'm just loving this part about the vitamin B12 as well, because you know we may just need to take a multivitamin daily. Would this help improve?
Oh yes, definitely, definitely. I'm huge on multivitamin. I just got picked mine up today too from the office. I did because I ran out and I'm like, ooh, I need it. I think it has zinc for my acne. It has this for my vitamin C for it's got a lot of benefits just for a good multivitamin. So yes, take your multivitamin daily, people.
Yes, yes, yes. So your office also offers prescription medications. Look, can you give us just a general overview of medications that can help us with weight loss?
Okay, so there for the okay, no, I'll say pharmacology. Okay, for the medication, for the prescriptions. We recognize, and this is evidence-based. What I do is evidence-based proven. The things that help people with weight loss: behavior changes, physical activity, dietary changes, and prescriptions definitely will help assist people with a BMI over 27 with some kind of obesity-related condition. So maybe it's osteoarthritis, like me, it's osteoarthritis, and then I had a BMI of 27. Okay. Or if you, we will consider adding a medication regimen if your BMI is 30 or just greater than 30, okay, with no conditions. You can just qualify pretty much for a lot of the medications. But there are various medications. Some of them are used to, change, like maybe decrease the thought about food often, affecting the central nervous system, like stimulants. You may have some that changes how foods taste, when, not calling any specific names of medications or anything. You may have injectables, few new injectables. One new injectable just came out on the market now, but it mimics the GLP-1 hormone in our gut that signals our brain that lets you know, I'm full, I'm hungry, I'm not hungry anymore. Okay, so you're feeling more satisfied longer. Okay, you're feeling fuller, or you get less hungrier. You get more full. More full. And then certain ones that's going to help with the craving centers. Some of them are injectables as well too, but some of these helps with more craving centers and addictions.
That chocolate addiction, that sugar addiction, that I have to have something sweet after I eat.
Yes, that could be a mental thing or behavioral thing, or we got to recognize. I'm really big on recognizing if it's a true craving. A true craving typically will come if you're not. Okay, so let's say you're right here, you're working, you're at your office, your desk, and there's no kind of subliminal messages. You don't see a burger walk by you or anything. You don't smell anything. You're just, but you're typing, you're focusing, and you're like, man, I really want, a burger. I really, or you're just craving a burger for some really, not, you shouldn't be hungry because you maybe just ate an hour ago, right? Or something. But yeah, that's a true craving. It's like when there's no kind of cues or signals around that's, that you're singing and you're really just, it's on your mind constantly. But some of those I call faux cravings is when people, you got candy sitting right at the desk, right in front of your face. So yeah, you got the candy in front of your face, and it's all around the office area, and you say, "Oh, I'm craving some candy." You just eat it. No, that's probably not a true craving. So making sure we get rid of, not making it so convenient for us, getting rid of some of these distractions.
So wow, it sounds like there are a lot of different types of medications that focus on different areas of our mind, but still, to me, it all goes back to it's in here. It is in here. It's all about the behavioral modifications, and if we just change the way we think, everything else, to me, seems like everything will flow in the correct order, the proper order.
And I will say for the medications, there are clients that I've come in contact with, or people will just call, maybe inquiring about our services over the phone, and they'll discuss how many times they've tried all these different medications, and nothing is working for me.
Wow.
But nothing is working for me, people. I have something to say.
Speak it.
I want you to start considering, are you working the medicine? Are you working it instead of it working for you? Because we got to stop getting to this point. The medication is an adjunct. It's there to help assist us. And I'm really big on that, because at some point the medication got to stop, and you got to realize I got to continue staying at this caloric level, carbohydrate level that I have maintained while on medicine. So, when it stops, are you able to do that? So, of course, like you just said, the behavioral changes. But, yeah, sometimes it's people wanting the medication to do everything for them. Like, you don't want to put any work into this. No, you're not going to I'm not going to feed you that.
That's right.
So, we have to know the medication is there just to give us a little assistance to decrease.
Assist us, not to do it.
Not to be a crutch. Not to be a crutch.
Not to do it, but to assist us.
But yeah, and it can be, and when people are like, oh, I want to do it naturally. If everybody can do it naturally, we wouldn't have like 1 in every three people overweight or obese. Okay,
Wow.
The population is ridiculous of how overweight and obesity. And it's a lot of factors that plays into obesity. I mean, just the commercials you look at. You can't look at a commercial without seeing food, some kind, just look good. I mean, how do you dress up a burger that looked that good? The Hardee's one that flops it down and it bounces. It got a little bounce to it.
Got a little
bounce. How? Why?
Why?
But there's so many temptations everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yes, and they want us to go and flock to Hardee's and get that burger, and then we get ours, and it's like, it doesn't look good. It's
exactly
lopsided, and then it doesn't taste good. So, but we continue to eat it. Even though that tastes
exactly
good.
right.
Because we don't want to waste our money.
No, we don't want to waste our money.
Or waste
food.
food.
We got to get that combo, because you get a deal. If you get the fries in there.
Ooh, yes.
Sounds familiar? Just get the low carb burger. Just get the burger without bread. Get get the lettuce on top and the bottom. Don't worry about that fries. You're gonna pay for it later.
Yes.
I was telling you, you'll pay for it later.
Yes, we will. Woo. So, well, what a great conversation we had today, Dr. Staten. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. So if anyone wants to get in contact with Dr. Staten, you can reach her at 252-969-0432, or you could go to anewweightlosscenter.com. And again, she's located right here in Rocky Mount at 3701 Sunset Avenue, Suite B, and that is next to the Westridge Shopping Center. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed. I hope you guys have found something in this that will spark your weight loss journey and to continue it, So cheers to good health.
Yes, thank you. And I definitely will be giving you a call to schedule an appointment, because I really want to do this. And most of us say a weight loss journey. I don't want it to be a weight loss journey. I want it to be a whole lifestyle change. And yes, so I'll definitely be giving you a call.
Well, I look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
You all out there too, if you're interested, I look forward to working with you all too.
Yes, thank you. So we're not quite done yet. Of course, we have to cover our COVID-19 message for this week. Y'all, it's a lot going on with COVID-19, and we as a church, we as a community just need to stay aware of what's going on. We need to be on top of it. We don't need to know what's going on after the fact, because our lives really do depend on it. Let me pull it up here. So, yes, our COVID-19 weekly message is grounded on our scripture this week from Matthew 4:23 that states, Jesus went throughout Galilee, teaching in their synagogues, proclaiming the good news of the kingdom and healing every disease and sickness among the people. Much like Jesus did, the goal of our weekly message is to provide you with information about COVID-19 to ensure that no one else gets severely ill or dies from this virus. This week, we want to update you again on the Delta variant. And you know what? That's supposed to be my signal that I was supposed to let them know to post my flyer on the Delta variant. Forgot. The Delta variant is now the most dominant strand of COVID-19 in the United States. What is unique about it is that it spreads 50% more quickly and 50% more contagious than the alpha viral strain, y'all. This is serious. This is very serious. The symptoms are more vague, such as a runny nose, a sore throat, and they do not follow the most common COVID-19 symptoms. Therefore, it's harder to diagnose. Mostly unvaccinated people are at the greatest risk. The people who are getting sick from the Delta virus, again, they're not fully vaccinated. According to UNC's experts, people who are fully vaccinated don't get infected as much. And if they are infected, their sickness is not as bad and it's for a shorter period of time. To date, international and national studies show that the vaccines such as Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, and the Oxford AstraZeneca, have been effective in fighting the Delta variant, guys. So here at Word Tabernacle Church, our pastors, me as the Health and Wellness Director of Word, and all other healthcare providers and healthcare people in general, we just want to urge everyone to get vaccinated. That seems like that's going to be the only way, y'all, that we're going to fight this virus is just to get vaccinated. We offer the vaccines here at Word Tabernacle Church every Tuesdays from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Then we start back up again from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. We offer all 3 vaccines. We have Moderna, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson. We vaccinate individuals 12 years old and older. There is no appointment needed. We just want to make it available. And if you can't come on Tuesdays, there are other locations throughout Rocky Mount that are offering the vaccine. We are able to offer our vaccines through our partnership with Nash UNC. If you can't come here, definitely reach out to Nash UNC. Their number is 252-962-8000. We have the OIC. We have the Edgecombe County and Nash County Health Departments. They're your doctor's office. There's just so many places where you can get the vaccine, guys. And that's just what we need. We need everyone to get vaccinated so that we can come back and just continue to bring summer back like we've been doing here at Word. Well, do you have anything else you would like to say, Dr. Staten, before we actually leave?
I would say, because obesity can cause a lot of underlying conditions like the high blood pressure, diabetes, and we have that in our community. And Black community is really huge for obesity in general, and having being overweight and being comfortable with that, So I want to definitely encourage people to you can have faith that, you won't get sick and, but faith without works is dead. So put it in work, put that faith in action, and let's get moving. Let's do something today. Today start, don't wait, let's be preventive, do preventative things instead of, waiting till after we've had a diagnosis. Obesity have, a lot of links to cancer too. And I'm not big on talking about that because I forget about it oftentimes. I'm always talking about like the sleep apnea, the high cholesterol, but it really, there's a big link to cancers, breast cancer and a lot of other different cancers. And there's things that we can do. We have control of. And, it may take time, but hey, time is on your side.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So that's all I have to say. But thank you so much. I do appreciate this opportunity.
Welcome.
I really do.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I want to thank God for this opportunity.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord, that we have people here in our community, here in our church, that can bring this information to help us stay healthy.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord, for that. So, guys, our next Wellness Wednesday is going to be August the 4th at 1 p.m. Until then, if you have any questions for me here at Word Tabernacle Church, just call here and ask to speak to Christy Arnold. Again, I am the Health and Wellness Director here at the church. Thank you for your time. Everybody, I want you to have a blessed and prosperous week. Bye.
Bye.